5 times taller. We're waiting on one of them. It is massive. Got a wee party of cows following me this morning. Morning, Holly. There we are, a wee canny. What a bee. That's the lorry done. Ah, you bandit. Yeah, we're stuck. Good morning. We've got a burst brake pipe on a trailer here. Kev's just taking that off, we'll go get it replaced. Just a wee short one. Into the junction block up there. Just old age, I think. There you go, you can see where it's burst through. Just a bit of rust and old age and perished. Old pipe. This one's been replaced relatively recently, quite a new pipe. Morning, cows. Right, there's 2 cows up in a paddock where there's not a supply of water, so just emptying this IBC, flush it out, because there was a while back disinfecting and they probably didn't get cleaned out, so I'll flush it out, make sure it's clean, and then there's a trough up there which I'll just fill up via the IBC. Hey calvies, just coming out to check how much is in this feeder. It's amazing how well the calves get on with her, just because since they were born she's been kicking about, giving them hell. That's not what I was expecting. We've not touched it at all. They have obviously just started eating a wee bit. That's where the snouts have been, and they've eaten a bit, so I'll just leave it and see. This is to stop the birds getting in. Not fussed. I mean, they're giants compared to the dog now. She even uses the same watering hole. There we go, new pipe. Dad went and got that fitted up. Ah, put the wrong end on. Should have put that end on first because this end has a free collar on it. So the pipe doesn't rotate when the nut rotates, whereas that end's solid. So if I went and tightened it up that end, the pipe would just twist and twist and twist. Now I can put this end on. Done. Got a full IBC now. There's a fence line there. There's 2 cows on the other side of it. There was 3. One of them decided to jump the fence and end up in the big field. So just left it. Nice. That's not going to work. That's better. A smart man would have pointed the water going that way. Not many of them round here. Today's grand plan is to go and buy some cattle. By the time we get through all of our own calves, we're going to need another batch of cattle ready for the butchery. So we're going to go and buy some. We'll buy them at roughly 450, 500 kilo. By the time all our calves are done, they'll be reaching 700 kilo, which is roughly where we're putting them away at. Kev's shifting along the road now. Trailer's going fine, the brakes are working now. He's going to go and shift some dung at yard number 3. The younger calves in here, they've got the hang of it. You have anyway. So following yesterday's update on fendt, Rory got back to me. He was actually on holiday, so fair enough, that's why he didn't text back. But I was correct about off the line pending parts. So it is off the production line pending some parts. So they've emailed fendt to get a rough date of when it's coming, but I expected that happened to someone else I know. Only ended up a week late for them, I think. So if it ends up a week late, that's fine. Don't fancy it being a month or 2 late. Also, that needs dealt with. Need to get a chainsaw out, deal with that, get it out of the road before it couches on the road. Sellers are out doing bits to the combine because it's needing a few things done, some recall bits. So we've bought 15 so far, there's 2 pens, I'm just going to go and find the pens. And here's some limousines we got, 4 limousines, these averaged 4, 5, 6 kilo in here. So these are the heaviest ones we've got. Could have maybe done with 470, 480 kilos, but these ones will do, they're good shape, good size to them, big back end, back's quite good. So we'll see how we get on with these. Here we go, here's a pen of these. So they range from 400 kilo, there's a batch at 430, a lot of these will be 430 kilo, we've got others at 456 kilo average. Right, we're job done, just getting ready to go away over to Ormiston to see get a tour around the grain stores, the grain merchant, I've got 15 cattle, jobs are good, head to Edinburgh now. That's huge. 70 tonne. That's like ours, but 5 times taller. Another one over there, that's not as big, it's a bit of an older one. All running on propane gas. Massive hopper, 2 big hoppers. Intake pit here, 100 tonne an hour, that'll do. That's what we're needing. That is a massive grain pusher. Look at the blade on the end of that. Jesus. That's bigger than the forklift. It's spotless round here. Look at it. Sitting in one of these new masses and it's massive. What, the 8S they call it. Cab's huge. Don't know what half these things do. It's quite smart. I like the rails. So one of the other demos we had this rail system on it that you can slide that back and forward. Quite like that. Fendt doesn't have that. A bit annoying, but get rid of the sun. Oh, I broke it. No, I'll just leave it. It is massive. Look at the sidewall. Look at the sidewall on those tyres. That's a coffee in comparison. Wouldn't like to replace them. A few machines kicking out here. We're waiting on one of them. It's not coming soon. Well, hopefully soon. It's a 516. What are we? A 718 I think we've ordered. So this place, this is Ormiston. It was bought over by Feature recently after another company called Ingalls. Made a mess of it. The guy who owns it made a mess of it. There's their loaders. The buckets are huge. So I think this will hold 3.6 tonne of barley. Massive buckets. We've got 3 Volvo loaders around here. I think they've got 7 or 8 grain stores ranging from 7,000 tonnes to 20,000 tonnes. So quite a lot of capacity. Anyway, right, we're going home. Got a pulled pork roll though. In and out way bridges. Back home now, but I showed you a few bits at the new Feature place. Not new, but they've bought it over from like the administrators, because the company before, Ingleston, guy who had it made a right good meal of it. Stung a lot of farmers and grain merchants for a lot of money. Didn't go down well. Anyway, so Feature bought it over. They're a German company. They're a really big operation across Europe and the UK and whatnot. So it's in fairly safe hands in that regard with a big company like that. But the capacity they're working on there is unbelievable. It's just so vast and big. I think they've got capacity for in the region of 80, 90, 100,000 tonnes of malt barley, which is mostly what they're dealing in there at that yard. In comparison to our big massive belter of a new shed we put up, it can probably one whole crop maybe like 6,000 or 7,000 tonnes. So what's that? 12, 13, 14 times the capacity of our massive shed. And they've got this, call it 100,000 tonne capacity. It's always moving in and out. It's not just they've got 100,000 tonnes and that's it. Stuff coming and going all the time. At harvest time they're running a night shift as well. It runs 24 hours. There's 3 guys during the day plus maybe another guy on a loader, one of those Volvos, and then at night time there's only 2 guys, and there's 4 grain dryers, so 1 guy for 2 grain dryers. So topping up the dryers, keeping everything moving. The volumes they're moving about is just extraordinary. It's really, really interesting to see. They're currently in the process of replacing basically all the conveyor systems, which run about 60 tonnes per hour is their normal systems they put into all the sheds along the apex of the roof. 60 tonnes an hour, that's quite a fair whack of stuff. They can load an Arctic lorry in 6 minutes. I can do it here, I've timed myself, and the quickest I've done it with a forklift, pile and lorry all positioned perfectly is maybe like 12 minutes. Anyway, yeah, it was basically just like a tour of the facilities, just for Feature to say, look, we're open for business. They're clearly looking for business and they want to deal with anyone who wants to deal with them in terms of grain. They've been really quite aggressive pricing wise recently. Basically, you can phone up all your merchants and ask them for a price for your wheat. Feature, generally speaking, right now are going to be £5 a tonne, about that, more than anyone else at the moment. They're really trying to get the grain and get a hand on the market right now. Suits us fine when we're trying to sell and we get a bit of a premium when they're trying to offer it. Seems to be easy enough to deal with, so we'll see how they get on at that facility. Feature like a company within Bayway, is that right? Something like that, who turn over like 14 billion or something, so big company. Cows are needing a wee bit of silage. We're going to shift them along the road tomorrow, so I'm just going to put the 1 bale in. Done. Question of the day the other day was this, and it's a bucket off of the elevator on the grain dryer here. Look at that wee pea shooter compared to the big massive belter of a dryer at Ormiston. In that elevator there's a rubber belt with loads of these bolted to them, like in that orientation, so it goes all the way up there, comes back down upside down, and it scoops up grain at the bottom and keeps going up again, and then drops at the top onto a conveyor which pushes it either into the dryer or out and down that chute into the shed. Also, why do we like bees? For pollination. During flowering periods and whatnot, bees increase, or they're responsible for a lot of pollination, insects and bees, as well as a bit of wind. No bees, no food. Update here, there's windows. They've obviously gone in today. I didn't know they were going in today. Have they done this side as well? Yep, windows all down this side. Obviously still need a door, but that's all the windows in. So they've done a lot of plasterboarding in here. They've done that full ceiling. Oh, they've done quite a bit over here as well. So in here, it's quite dark, but you can see they've plastered all this. That wall will be coming out. So it's got a string of lights down the middle, but other than that, it's just going to be plasterboard, plastered, painted, job done. Racking will go in. Exactly the same in here as it is in there. Getting there with it. Done quite a bit of plasterboarding there. Through there quite a bit as well. There's wool been done on the walls, insulation, windows are in. Looking good. Almost forgot my goodie bag. You get a few bonnets in there. The feature up. Obviously, I got another hat. There's two hats. It's a feature, a water bottle and a penknife, and I got another bonnet as well. KWS, so they're seed producers. We grow quite a lot of KWS seed actually. This year we've got KWS Tardis winter barley, Orwell seed. What else have they got? They've got plenty. Seed producers, KWS. No farmer in the world that doesn't like a freebie. Anyway, thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next video tomorrow. If you can, like and subscribe in that corner and that corner to the next video or something like that. Cheers.